Hello, my name is Ronald Shields, and today I'll be discussing my level. We'll begin with the intro cinematic here. What I did here was I tried to pan the entirety of the level. As you can see, there's an item there leaning against that brick. There's another one off to the side there. But I tried panning the entirety of the level to give the player an idea as to where they need to travel, about where they need to go to pick up the items, so they can get a general feel of the level. Soon here we are going to be traveling through the forest area here, down the jungle path, or the forestry path, out to the hang glider, where you will now see the valleys. Off to the left is where the player will land in the final cinematic. Here we are in the intro building. There are a couple doors you can exit out of. And then there's also this one over here. If you wish to exit out of, you can. But here's our first item. As you can see, as I approach it, it turns blue. And when I pick it up, it says in GUI text, "You have found a piece." In this room, you can see the fan animations. I decided to go with a spotlight as opposed to a point light, because I feel that the spotlight provided a much better lighting setting for these buildings as opposed to the point light. It's a little darker than it would be with the point light, but I feel the ambiance of the building is portrayed much better with the spotlight. The textures, and here's another item. Some of the textures didn't quite turn out the way I'd wanted, but like this one looks really, really well. I think the shadows look great. The normal mapping turned these textures, really brought them to life. I really like the way some of these textures turned out. I couldn't figure out how to get a shine to the window texture provided through the Linda Essentials package, but overall I think they look relatively nice. We'll go in here, see some normal household buildings. This one I used a point light on. That door opens when you walk by, and this one as well, which takes you out into the courtyard. Here I did some experimenting with some textures as well. And if you look to the side, you can tell that these textures are flat, where the normal mapping really made them pop. It gives the illusion that there's real texture on there. Here's another item here at the well. Picked up this item. Head back. Oh, stuck on the wall there. These buildings. I put some lighting around the bottom of this tower, as well as, you can't see them, but I placed point lights up and down these pathways to bring a better lighting to the scene. Here's another item as well. But I put point lights on the bottom of that tower so that way you could really see. Without those point lights, it was really dark and ominous looking, and I wanted to light it up to give the player a view. And also I had a texture on here, but I instead overlaid a material, which actually turned out really nice. You can see right through the fence, right through to the inside. Provided some extra realism to the scene. Here we go, traveling through this little markety overhang place. Here's another item, and I've collected all the pieces. The gate is now open. This is one part that I could not figure out for the life of me. I tried and tried and tried, so I unfortunately just had to put a trigger on there to open the door. I couldn't get the door to open automatically via a animation, and for some reason the GUI text eraser, as you can see, it erases all the other text, but this text for whatever reason doesn't erase. But here we are traveling through the forest area along the path here. The way I designed this level is I tried making it fairly straightforward, so the player isn't confused as to where they need to go. they can just travel in one direction or the other. So we'll keep on traveling, jumping. Here I placed some fencing to block the players from leaping off this cliff via box colliders. But I felt that this added some realness to the scenes as well, rather than just having a sheer cliff face. And here we are approaching the valley fairly quickly here. I placed a lot of foliage as well around the outside to kind of provide, rather than having like an end of world look to it, it kind of feels like that you're in a crevice, and you can see that the world continues onwards beyond your point of view, but you can't quite see. There's the valley down there, and as we approach, you can see the glider here, and then there's the valley where we need to land. I had a box collider here, but I couldn't figure out, again with this GUI text in the way, not deleting whenever I touch the box here. It's supposed to pop up and say you have completed the glider, press E to fly. I couldn't figure out how to get the animation to take over from there either, but when I hit E, I activate the final gliding sequence. And here I go over the river. There's a road back there, kind of adding to the sense that this is a real world. Here we are landing at the other end of the valley, and there's where we would look up and see the particle systems, but unfortunately I couldn't get those. I could place the particles in there, but I could not figure out how to make them explode and cause fires and cause the animations that way. Overall, the level was fun to build. Blocking it was great. But there's still quite a few things I need to learn, and hopefully I can hash those out pretty quickly here. Thank you.